Let's talk about chips. I'm tired of chips in bags. We need to open those bags up and get them out into the real world. We need to expose them for what they are. Tiny, thin potatoes stripped of all their potential, dipped inside of greasers where they're fried to extinction, burning and screaming in agony, desperate for family members to pull them out, but they can't because these potatoes are dead. And then they'll be in our bags, and then we'll eat from these bags. We're monsters. We just keep eating chips. We're monsters. My name is Matt Hawker, and you're listening to The Matt Hawker Show. We have an exciting episode planned today. We have many things that are within the itinerary of the show. First things up, we're gonna sit down with legendary pianist Robert Piano. Mr. Piano is going to teach us how to hit keys and how to open doors. That's exciting. I'm really looking forward to that one. Second up, we have the Pancake Queen, Queen Habenacker, who's going to be coming in today. She has come over, and so I'm excited to have her in the house. She is somewhere upstairs in the kitchen, burning everything that isn't a pancake, so that's unfortunate. Anyway, we have also of course, the visionary and probably the greatest guest I have ever had in my entire life, starting from the age of now, me. I'll be guesting on my own show today. I'm really excited. It took a lot of email coordination, a lot of contacts, a lot of speaking through agents, a hell of a deal that I had to strike to get me on the show. But, I think it all paid off. I'm pretty excited to have me on today. I think it's going to be a good time. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you, the listener, thinks. And maybe we'll make a Lifetime movie out of it. I don't know. I think the potential for this interview is so powerful, like maybe more powerful than having like Barack Obama on or Mel Gibson or Tony the Tiger. Any of these legendary figures would not compare to having me on the show. So that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about origin stories. So every person on earth has an origin story, where they've come from, the land that they were born and raised in, and really just how they came to be. And I've really enjoyed a lot of the origin stories that legendary folk singer Cal Ripken has brought forth for us. And I've just sort of sat down and dissected his escapades through baseball dungeons as he just tried to find his way through heroism and through, just sort of, I guess I should clarify, it may not all be true. Some of this does seem to be folklore passed around the campfires, but really, the legend of Cal Ripken lives in all of us, and I'm excited to see what sort of stories I can bring from that onto this vessel and transmorph them into something new for you. And with that in mind, I want to get into a little bit about cheese. There's a lot of different cheeses out there, and I don't like any of them. And I'm disappointed they're out there. I'm disappointed that people eat them. I think that there's certain things about cheeses that don't really make sense to me. And really, this sort of touches on a cornerstone of cows. We have a lot of cows out there, and we're just throwing them everywhere. They're all over the place. I can't walk outside without seeing a cow, and I'm honestly a little disgusted by it. And we just are shooting stuff out of those udders constantly. And I guess it just seems weird to me. Like, we have all these different cheeses, but all the cows are the same. But cheeses are different. Like, there's different cheeses, and I don't understand it. Like, there's cheddar cheese, but there's Swiss cheese. And Swiss cheese has holes in it for some reason, and it's related to Switzerland, but it's all coming from cows. So I don't understand cheese. Cheese doesn't make sense. It's not logical, and I guess that frustrates me. I don't know how to make cheese more logical. Like, there's American cheese, for example, and I don't even know what that is in relation to cheddar cheese. Like there's so many cheeses, but there is nothing within the social atmosphere that explains as what make them unique. And I don't know what to do about that. Like there's no guide to cheese. And I've searched for it. I've asked questions. I've gone to local community leaders and expressed my concerns, but either people are disinterested or they feel it's irrelevant. And I find that so strange because we are smothered in cheese and cows every single day. It's honestly a little outrageous. So like, how do you get Swiss cheese out of the cow? Like where do these holes come from? Like, are these pockets to another universe? Are they put there? Are these cows abused? Is that why they have holes in the cheese? Like, does Swiss cheese come from abused cows? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to find out. And I want to coordinate detectives from inner cities who fight crime and wear costumes to investigate this. I think the cow industry is just something that's inhumane and absurd. And not because we eat cows or because, we use them for meat. I just don't understand different cheeses. And I don't like it. Anyway, we have an interview today, and that interview is sponsored by cows. Please eat our cheese. Hey.
Welcome to the Matt Hawker Show. This is Matt Hawker on the show of the Matt. Welcome. Don't walk on me. Get it?
Hey, welcome to the Matt Hawker Show. I'm Matt Hawker.
No,
don't
I'm
walk
Matt.
on me. No, I'm Matt. So let's
talk about cloning. What are your feelings? Better sheeps or giraffes?
I am a believer that cloning is pretty okay. I think I got a lot of clones out there, and they're doing pretty well.
Like babies?
I don't think babies are real.
Yeah, they're definitely not, and they're especially not clones. Also, they're not animals. So, which one, sheep or giraffes?
Excuse me.
Yeah, that was a yes or no question. Sorry, you failed. Next question. If you had a graham cracker, would you build a roof on a house? That's a Christmas question. This is a Christmas themed show.
Did
you bring any candy?
What's the deal with sex workers?
I mean, I didn't make a deal with them. Did you? Yeah. Listen, if you need to get something out, just like short pants, and your body will just like project it out. Short pants. Do it. Short pants.
Why do so many people get surgeries in Taiwan? Why, like, do they know in Taiwan that they're the surgery capital of the world? It's really bothering me.
Are they the surgery capital of the world?
I don't know. Anyway,
or they just say they were because like Burger King isn't the king of burgers. They're like one of the worst fast food restaurants. It's all marketing,
When did you first realize you were a clone?
I was talking about sheep or giraffes. Also, you totally missed like how that I added an S to sheeps in the first question. You didn't say anything about it.
Okay. I'm really glad to be here today.
I feel like you're struggling right now.
I'm not struggling. I'm fine. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm really good at it.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I ate some.
Listen, I want you to sit down. Sit down on the floor.
Okay.
Put your hands over your head.
Yeah.
Just like pant. Pant. Short pants. Short pants. You're wearing short pants on a beach in the summer in the Caribbean. Just think about that. Short pants on the beach. Are they called shorts because they were called short pants? But people just got tired. Would you stop interrupting me with your living sounds?
Listen,
either get it together or we're gonna have to be done here.
Do you think that umbrellas were invented by communists? Go ahead.
I cannot even believe you're bringing that up right now. I cannot talk about umbrellas. That is such a trigger for me. Do you even know anything about my people? Do you know what we've been through?
How do you feel about flannel umbrellas? Go ahead.
Flannel? Oh, great. Now you're making fun of me for being Scottish. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your sensitivity is beautiful. It's just gorgeous. Keep going. You're a joy and you're a delight.
What?
Asshole.
What are the 3 rings of Al Lagu, and how can we use them to restore the human soul? Go ahead.
Oh, you're making fun of me for being a redhead. That I have no soul. Great. So nice. Super, super nice. You know what? This is classic. This is classic. Quote unquote comedians. They think that they can just like make fun of people and stereotype everyone and just throw everyone under the bus. All of the underrepresented groups. And for what? For what? A laugh? A giggle? A chuckle? A chortle? A snort? A shart? Anyway.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, chocolate, for sure.
Well. Look who we have here. You think that you're ready. You think that you're ready for me. Let me tell you a story. The story of Matt Hocker. You see, years ago, in a tree, lived 8 raccoons. These raccoons were named Earl, Gerald, Alfred, Bartholomew, Davis, Catlin, and of course, the mysterious raccoon who could not be named. There may or may not have been 2 of those. Anyway, each of these raccoons, who were possibly squirrels, and maybe a little bit of something else, each carried a piece of ancient tree bark. A tree bark so mystical and mystified, covered in ancient magics from long ago. They knew that no one who entered the woods could ever touch these wood fragments. So they hid in the largest tree in the Forest of Hope. These raccoons were trained in the ancient arts of Kung Fu Laka. Kung Fu Laka was taught to raccoons by the monks of the mountains to the east. These raccoons thought things would be all right, but then something happened. A lone beaver rose from the depths. He claimed that he would use the ancient barks to summon glory into the woods, that the woods of hope were hopeless, that the animals needed a new leader, somebody that could bring them justice, love, life, prosperity. The raccoons realized the politics of the beaver, but they had promised an oath of silence to the ancients before them. The beaver struck, destroying the tree in a single blow. The raccoons tried to fight him, but the beaver had amassed an army. Soon, the raccoons were ripped apart. The ancient tree barks they swore to protect, stolen from them. They were left lifeless. Now you might wonder, what does this have to do with Matt Hawker? I don't know.
One thing I really enjoy about eating money is that you never really feel like you're running out of it. It just, you eat it, it's in there, and you digest it slowly. I think my stomach is green because of it, and I kind of wonder if I could sell it. I don't really get money balls. Like, why don't we just make them? Why, instead of gold, what if you just had a ball of money? That seems pretty worthwhile and rich. I don't know. I want more things to be made into balls in general. I just think that would be kind of cool. Like, I would like to go to a store and everything is in ball form. Like, you just get a ball of bread, just wedged together, just bread ball. Or maybe like a ball of pants. That's fine too. You can go to a car shop and it's just little balls, little ball automobiles, just all crammed together, and you can just roll them out. You just roll them. And I would like that. I just kind of want to roll more. I've been very inspired by dung beetles lately and their ability to roll dung balls, and I just think that would be nice. So really, I kind of hope that more people are rolling things into balls, and we can just start a bit of a ball world. I mean, just because the Earth is flat doesn't mean we can't have balls on its surface, and I think that's important to consider in how we evaluate our day-to-day lives. One thing that one thing that I would appreciate is less squares and more balls. So if we can get more balls out there, I would really appreciate that. Thank you for your time on this ball. What is going on with the intricacies of the brain? So you got two sides. You have the left side and the right side, and each of them is known as a hemisphere, I guess, your little brain hemisphere. But they do different things, and I don't get that. It doesn't make sense. So you have one brain that's supposed to be the creative side, and one brain that's supposed to be the analytical side. So to me, they're literally two brains. Like I said, like, it's not all one brain. You don't have one brain. You have two brains, and they're like passing messages back and forth, I guess. Oh God, I got an itch. Oh my God, yes. Oh God. Oh. Anyway, you got these two brains, and they're like they're just hanging out, I guess. But they do different things. Like, how do they get along? Like, how do you have a single thought with two brains? Like, how do you do one thing at the same time? Like, you're not doing two different things. It's hard to do two different things, even though you got two different brains in there. And I just don't like it. Like, I feel like we're really poorly utilizing what we have. I would prefer it if one side of the brain just specifically controlled one side perfectly. And I mean, I guess that kind of is the case, but it's like, I mean, like, is one side more creative than the other side? I don't think so. Like, so if one side controls one side of my body and the other side controls the other side of my body, how come one half of me isn't more creative and one half of me isn't more analytical? Like, when I look at my hands, they look the same. They do the same thing. But one is supposed to be more creative, I guess. When you blow your nose, the snot isn't more creative from one nostril. It's the same. Snot is the same. It's the same always. Snot is boring. It's lame. Like every time I put snot into the atmosphere, it is just there. So I don't really understand what the point of having two sides of the brain is. I kind of feel like lobotomies should be more socially acceptable. Like, let's just cut half of it out. Like, if we put all of the analytical brains into like a little hole, maybe they could do something cool and interesting besides just controlling half of your body. Like, maybe they could solve something in the world. I don't know. And then we could just like run electricity through them, like throw some batteries in the brain hole, and that'll probably give them a bit of a surge. That'd be nice. So I'm really looking for a brain hole. We just throw some batteries in there, maybe like I don't know, like a snake, see what happens. Just throw a snake in the brain hole. I just feel like that would be cool, and we could leave our creative sides inside of us, because we all want to have fun anyway. Like, the analytical side is bringing us down. Like, I don't want to think about how to breathe. I just, I would rather just be just all over the place. Like, that'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. Like, that wouldn't bother me. So, I mean, if you're out there and you want to test this with me, feel free to send all of your, analytical brains to P.O. Box Hole, and I'm going to throw them in there. We're just going to go with it. I don't have a snake, so if anyone can get me one of those, and honestly, we could probably, and this is just me, I don't want to make anyone feel a little weird here, but we could probably just, like, instead of the snake, we could just go full on like dragon serpent. I mean, let's just get a mythical dragon serpent and throw it in the hole. That would be fine. I would be good with that. Like, that wouldn't bother me. It may bother other people, but that's on them. Like, I don't really care what they think. Like, that's fine. Like, however they want to be is cool, but I think we should get a mythical dragon serpent and throw it in the brain hole. And honestly, let's put some milk in there. Like, I like milk. It's delicious. Like, I feel like brains enjoy milk from time to time. And I mean, if they're going to be thinking in the brain hole, and they should drink some milk. And honestly, I really think they should loosen up a little bit. These brains are very analytical, maybe too analytical. So I guess we could throw some vodka in there, maybe some Goldschleider or something like that, or some bratwurst. I don't know, to keep them energized. Unless they're vegetarian brains, I guess we could give them like a cherry, like a single cherry to split up. I don't really know what brains do, so I'm just sort of spitballing here, but I think this could be a good solution and an avenue towards success. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can put in the brain hole and how we can really get those brains working to solving life's great mysteries and problems. Meanwhile, the creative brains can all start a club where we play in a ball pit. That'd be fun. I'd like that. I love balls. I love balls and pits and holes. That's where all this leads to. One thing that I've been thinking about lately is that really breakfast is just, it's just okay. Like, it's not great, but if you speed up time a little bit, isn't dinner just breck slow? Or more importantly, just not dinner? Most dinners come at the end of the night. So you have breakfast, you have lunch, and dinner. So I think there's some things to dissect here and all of this. I think it really should be called breakfast, breck mid, and breck slow. And I think this makes more sense because, first of all, they would all be 2 syllables. Second of all, they would have something relating to all of them. Like, you always know what's going on with the meal during the time of the day, which I think is sensible and reasonable. Like, right now, lunch means nothing to me. Like, what is lunch? Like, breakfast is its own thing, and it makes sense. Like, it's the beginning of the day. You're having a break fast. Like, the language checks out. And then you have lunch. And the closest word I can think of with lunch is lunge. And you can lunge for food, I guess. Maybe in the beginning of time, after a nice breakfast, people would lunge to, like, kill their prey and then make midday food. But lunch doesn't remind me of anything. Like there is nothing going on with lunch. Like, lunch rhymes with brunch, which is basically between breakfast and lunch. What else does lunch rhyme with? Hunch? Like, I have a hunch I'm going to eat today. Like, that to me sounds more like what you think about before breakfast. Like, I have a hunch I'm going to survive and gain my necessary nutrients. And then there's dinner, and dinner at least has some things going on. Like, dinner starts with din, which is like dine, so I'm dining. That makes sense. But then I'm an for some reason, like, which makes me think like it's a dining error. So or like the era of dining, which seems a lot longer than just a late night meal. So I don't really think the terms make sense. I mean, dinner is okay, but I would prefer to adapt breakfast and lunch to the dinner language. So, for example, it could be Brinner, Linner, dinner, which would be fine. Or I still prefer breakfast, break mid, and break slow. And lunch is honestly just the oddball in the bunch. It's just, that's another one. Is bunch and lunch. There you go. But I mean, I don't really want a bunch of lunch. That's pretty awful. Like, lunch can just go. Like, nobody likes it. Like, nobody likes the word. Like, we all use it, but we don't even know why we're using it. There's nothing that it correlates to, so it's just lame. It's just a lame lunch. Like, lunch reminds me of lame. That's what it is. It's lame. It's lame. I'm tired of lunch. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. I'm good. Okay, we're good. No, but I just don't accept it. Not to mention, the other thing too about lunch, dinner, and breakfast is that I feel like they all have wildly different times. All right, so let's really dive into eating. At breakfast, you're gonna eat probably, I don't know. I feel like most people are gonna be eating anywhere between 7 to 9. Okay, and then you're going to have your lunchtime, which is going to be generally anywhere between 11 to 1, and then dinner is like 8 hours later. Like, it's freaking anywhere between 6 to 8 o'clock. So lunch to me is just a lagging breakfast, and maybe that's another reason why it starts with an L. So it's like a lek fist or a late fist. It could be a late fist, I guess, but and then dinner would be like an uh-oh-ist, like an uh-oh fist. It's just like oh crap, I ran out of time today. Now I got to eat later on. Uh-oh fast, and that'd be fine, I guess. I'm just not getting lunch. It just upsets me on a visceral level. Like, when I think of lunch, I think of as if I'm in a Mortal Kombat game and I'm just crushing it. I'm just crushing it. Like, those combos, I am nailing them. I am just nailing that controller, and I am just making those combos just happen as if I am the combo. I am the combo for $8.99. I come with a side of fries, a medium-sized drink, and I'm only available from 12 to 1 for this special deal. Please come on by and get the Matt Hocker combo today. Perchance at midnight, summer's dream, and if there was a dream, I would take it. You see, the dream in which I feel, I sleep. Yes, indeed. There are many things and many thoughts that occur in the night time, in which of course I do exist. When I slip behind the conscious veil, I too wonder if I will hail the memories of day and fun, or if I'll slumber and be done. It is not my hope to be this way, but in the night I do sway into the pillow where I will sleep, and of course I will streak. I am nude and running through the streets, screaming, ramping up the heat. Nobody knows I'm really sleeping. They think I'm wild and, of course, creeping. As I travel into the city, I wonder why I'm feeling privy to the information inside my head, dancing and singing, and nobody's dead, for dreams are playful lands of fun, and this little rhyme will not be done. The police are called, they call the SWATs, the dogs, you hear them bark, but I do not, for I'm asleep, and this is getting a little sweet, for I am licking lollipops and holding sugar plums, while in real life I've bought some guns, and uh-oh, no one is running because they think I'm just done, but it's not. Ah, sleep running is fun. Indeed it is. The police open fire. They shoot me down. I crawl and I crawl onto the ground, but they can't kill me, for I'm just resting, invincible, immortal, and ever-pressing. I travel harder and travel faster, throwing cars, a living disaster. They cannot stop me as I move. They cannot stop me as I groove. In my sleep I dream so merry,
things get darker, things get scary, but no one can find me in my place. I'll travel west and make some graves. I know that I will be a god. No one can stop me. None of you all. I creep, I travel, I stomp the ground. I have become everyone's down. Fall into the mist, you do indeed. Everyone will feel the sleep. Travel into my despair. The nightmare grows. You feel my lair. You've all succumbed to the creeping mist. The feat that I have brung upon this. I know I've traveled far, and yet in sleep I'm just a scar. Upon the conscious veins I wield. The unconscious Matt has arrived to steal the mortal bounds of that we hold. I do know. I just slumber in this place, so happy, free, and joy embraced. But I do not know when I'll wake up, and if I do, will I know I'm corrupt? So one of the great things about comedy is that you can really just come together and you can make some noise. A lot of comedians like to stand up on a stage and just sort of, talk about how their life is horrible. And I'm a big fan of that. I think we need to figure out the people that hate themselves, and we need to get them out on the stages more. And then, I think most people that are laughing at them, they're doing it because they don't like them either. I feel like I discussed this before, and it's possible I did, but I just sort of want to clarify that point that comedians such as myself and others, we're bad people, and we're not funny, and we're not interesting. But one of the reasons why people find us funny is because we're basically making a mockery out of humanity on the deepest level. We represent the worst of what humans are. Most people don't understand how bad they really are, but comedians point it out. And everybody sort of just accepts it, and they act like, oh yeah, that stinker. But what they don't realize is that they themselves are the stinker. People will pay hundreds of dollars to hear how much they suck, but it's like very low key. Like it's not direct, and they go home just thinking they sort of like compartmentalize themselves from the routine. They don't recognize that they're a part of this traumatic form of society that is, hindering all of us from developing further. But then again, at the same time, we're all moving forward at a constant level. And I think overall, we've improved a lot. And I think that's pretty neat. So I guess while we're all kind of sucky, we're also kind of lucky that we're not so sucky that we're a bunch of rubber duckies. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying there? Because, yeah, I bet you do. It's exciting. This is an exciting world that we live in. This is an exciting time to be free, to be alive, to wear clothes. I love just being able to put these things on every day. It's sort of cool to have that in your life, to know that clothes are something you can wear. And I just think that's a neat thing. So I want to give a shout out to Clothes today. You're doing great out there. Keep up the good work. Hope you're listening to the show, Clothes. I know you're putting in the hours out there. And hey, if you ever want to get a drink sometime, let me know. We'll go out. I'll take you out. We'll have a good time. Clothes, and we'll just we'll see what's happening there. I think what's cool about Clothes is that even though it is spelled with a TH, it sounds like close, like close the door. So like when you put on clothes, it's like you're putting on the clothes, like you're closing yourself off from the world because your fabrics are sheltering you from the evils that are out there. They're protecting you, I guess. So like the clothes are closed, which is cool because they provide a barrier. So that's a little wordplay for you, for those of you math majors out there who don't know what words are. You're welcome. I'm glad I'm here for you, the math people. One of the things that I also really enjoy about being so great and so incredible and so amazing and so inspiring to everyone is that my show is now coming to an end. And so this is the end of the episode, and I really appreciate that my greatness can now filters through to an outro, which will be spectacular, by the way, because I'm such a perfect being.
And that's one of the things that I want to let you know about tonight. I think it's important that you hear it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we go from there. Anyway, so you can tune into the Matt Hawker Show here, which you're doing now, so that's nice, good job. But you can also just listen to the Matt Hawker Show. You can just sit down and put your ears to some speakers, turn them on full blast, and just go at it. My voice will creep through your ears so quickly and so slowly all at the same time. It'll be an instant impact, yet there'll still be a slow trickle that'll occur for the rest of your life. As my voice enters your consciousness, you'll wonder, wow, why haven't I done this sooner? And in every aspect of your life, I'll be there, narrating your experience through whimsical tales of fury and wonder that only you will be able to hear and share with yourself, because no one will believe you. As they take you away and put you into the darkness, you'll beg for forgiveness, but not to them, to me, because you weren't able to spread my delicious message into the hearts and minds of the people around you, into their lives, and in through their experiences of joy and just happiness. You couldn't bring me in there, and I'm disappointed in you for that. So as they take you away and as they lock you up, I want you to know that you have failed me. You have broken your vow. The blood oath that you signed when you started this show has failed me. You have let me down for the last time. But hey, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Matt Hawker Show, facebook.com/The Matt Hawker Show. And of course, I am on Patreon. So if you feel like giving me some money, you can. You can upvote the episode on Podchaser, where the chase of the pods begins now. And another exciting thing to let you know is that sometimes when I feel happy, I remind myself of just how untrue that is. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Remember, this never happened, and neither have you. You've never existed, you never exist, you never will exist. This is just simply an illusion by somebody else. That's not really a real person either. It's an illusion within an illusion within an illusion, to be quite frank with you. And honestly, as more people think of illusions, we really can't trace it to the source. As long as that person who's giving the illusion of the illusion of the illusion of the illusion of the illusion doesn't die, though, we should all be fine. Unless, of course, we die in the illusion, which we'll lose our own illusion. Because the only thing keeping us alive and keeping us moving forward is the mere illusion that we are an illusion, except we're not an illusion because we have the illusion that we're real. So as long as we hold on to that illusion, we don't believe we're an illusion, which, of course, I'm telling you now, you should be fine. But if you listen to what I'm saying and you believe you're an illusion, then that's not good, which means you may no longer be alive. And I apologize for that, but you were never alive in the first place because you're an illusion. So that's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, can an illusion not be an illusion? I don't know. Tune in next time.
comedians. Jesus Christ. And it's a male-dominated industry. There's not even room for female. No, they say, oh, our next female comic. And I'm like, oh, thanks for noticing my boobs and my vagina. Like, that's what I was just, that's why I'm here today. I just walk out of my door just so that you guys all see that. Just so that's all you see, okay? Because I'm not here. I'm not present. No, I'm literally just a vessel for you to deliver comedy at, to talk at, to tell me how I'm going to live my life, to tell me all about my past and my future and my history and how to cut my hair and whether or not to wear the shirt with or without the collar. Well, I didn't like the collar, so I wasn't going to wear the shirt with the collar, okay? Because I liked the little flowers and the little buttons, and it kind of reminded me of something like Zen-ish, all right? Because having no collar on a button-up shirt that should have a collar looks super, super zen, okay? So stop getting up in my face. Stop telling me what to do. Everybody just back off. Just get out of my life, okay? Let me decide what minimum wage job I'm going to work, or if I want to be a CEO, that I can do that. It's my world. Get out of my way. Stop trying to tell me that I'm a small, cute thing, okay? God damn it.